Hello and welcome to Linger Longer with Books. My name is Catherine, and in this week's video I'm going to be talking about the rather magical book talk I went to on Saturday. So that intro gave you a little teaser about a book talk that I went to on Saturday evening at my local Waterstones in Southampton in the West Quay shopping centre. I'd seen this event advertised on the Waterstones kind of events page. Hadn't known anything really about these two authors, given that they are debut authors, but I thought I was intrigued by the titles and the covers of their debut novels. So basically the two authors I saw was Lucy Jane Wood speaking about her debut called Rewitched, and I also talking alongside Lucy was Nadia Alfassi about her first book to be published, Best Hex Ever. So I just thought that I would give a couple of reflections on that talk, and then kind of give you a bit of blurb about both of those books. So I think I went down a bit of a social media rabbit hole once I'd signed up to the Waterstones event. I found Lucy on YouTube and sort of subscribed to her channel. So I've been watching her videos in kind of no particular order, just ones that have kind of piqued my interest over the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I would say. So yeah, just feeling, getting to know a little bit about the Rewitched publishing process, how Lucy was writing it, drafting it, prepping for it to be published in the big wide world, which it was. Where are we now? I think this has been published in the last month. Forgive me, I'm not entirely sure. I know Best Hex Ever came out a couple of weeks ago at the start of October, I believe. So yeah, that's kind of how I came to kind of know a little bit more about Lucy in particular. And again, like I said, I didn't know anything about Nadia, so it was really nice to hear them both speak last night. Reflections. There was a fantastic interviewer, and I'm sorry I don't know her name. If I can find out her name, I will pop it in the description below. But basically, at the heart of both books, we have main character, young women, sort of in the late 20s, early 30s, and there's something about, without having read either of these books, but hearing Lucy and Nadia speak, there's this kind of running thread through both about the kind of the power and the positivity of kind of finding who you are and kind of what makes you tick and kind of what makes you feel powerful and kind of forceful in a positive way. And also the fact that these two protagonists, so we've got Bella in Rewitched, and we have, got my memory from last night, we have Dina in this story. Both have magical powers in different circumstances and at different points in their lives, but they come to a bit of a crossroads, it sounds like, in kind of how they're going to kind of harness that magic, ultimately for good, I guess. You don't really want bad magic around you, and kind of what the impact of having those magical powers has on them as people in the sort of the contemporary worlds that they live in. So yeah, I'll just share a little bit of a blurb about each of them, just to probably entice you to run to the bookshop and buy your own copies. So I'll take Rewitched first. The premise of the story is Belle's powers weren't completely dormant, they were just a little sleepy. Bella Donna Blackthorne hasn't lost her magical spark, but she hasn't seen it in a while either. Balancing work at her beloved London bookshop Luna Books with handling her toxic boss and concealing her witchcraft from those around her, Belle is burnt out. Perfecting the potential of her magic is the last thing on her mind. But when her 30th birthday brings a summons from her coven and a trial that tests her worthiness as a witch, Belle risks losing her magic forever. With only a month to fix things and a suspicion that dark forces may be working against her, Belle will need all the help she can get from the women in her life, from an unlikely mentor figure, and even from an infuriating coven watchman who's sworn to protect her. With found family, a dash of romance, and an uplifting message about self-love, Rewitched is a cozy autumnal fantasy that will leave readers spellbound. I think that is one of the most enticing, gripping, lovely kind of summaries of a book from an inside sleeve that I've probably ever read. So I'm really, really keen to get to this one very, very quickly, given it is autumn now. And I will report back. But yeah, isn't that a gorgeous cover as well? On Lucy's YouTube, she does a really kind of special insight into the book being sort of produced on the sort of conveyor belt, on the kind of factory line. So do go and take a look if you are already following Lucy, or find her on YouTube. I'll try and pop her channel in my description to this video. And then with Best Hex Ever by Nadia, we have When It Comes to Love, Sometimes the Recipe Needs a Little Magic. Dina is a skilled witch and cafe owner, brilliant combination, serving magic-infused pastries to her loyal customers, but it's hard not to feel something is missing when you're cursed to hurt anyone who falls for you. Scott is a museum curator recently back in London after a brutal breakup 2 years ago, and is looking to make up for all the time he missed. He's determined to be the perfect best man at his best friend's upcoming wedding, but his plans take an unexpected turn when he meets the bewitching maid of honour. After a weekend in the countryside full of peculiar hedge mazes, palm readings by candlelight, and a midnight Halloween ritual, because when else would you have one? There's no denying the chemistry between them, but there's just one problem: the hex still holds, and Dina knows that Scott is in danger. Can Dina break the spell before it breaks both their hearts? And it says perfect for fans of Talia Hibbert and the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Haven't read that, but I've seen a lot on here about it. Best Hex Ever is a cozy, spicy and spellbinding fantasy romance. So there you go. There are those two. I shall leave you with a little bit of some snapshots from the talk. I didn't actually get any footage of the talk itself because it was quite intimate, although it was a fantastically sized crowd. It just felt a bit kind of wrong to try and catch any footage. So there you go. Again, like I said, I haven't read either of these yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting to them very soon. If fantasy romance, witchy kind of vibes is really appealing to you, then obviously you can grab these from your bookshop any time from now, because they're both available. So one thing I'll just say before I sign off is that I really do appreciate kind of book and author talks being held in my local area. It feels like Southampton has been neglected a little bit by publishers and publicists for a long time. And I'm really glad to see that we are getting really, well, sort of Waterstones and other kind of local bookshop venues are getting the sort of the big names, and I'm really thankful for that. In recent sort of weeks and months, probably last 6 months or so, I've seen Steve Kavanagh, I've seen CJ Tudor, I've seen, who else have I seen? Oh, her name has gone straight out of my head, Lisa Jewell. And I'm just really happy about that, and I really hope it continues. So if any publishers or publicists are watching this, please carry on booking Southampton as a destination. It feels like we can get a little bit lost, sort of like the north, and then London, and then kind of very little, maybe Basingstoke or Winchester if we're lucky, but not much of Southampton. So it's a plea from me, please carry on sending your fantastically talented authors to speak to book lovers on the South Coast. That's all I can say. But a massive thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you to all my kind of returning viewers and subscribers. If you haven't yet already subscribed, please hit the subscribe and the like button. And to let me know you are out there. I think we should... Oh, is there like a magic eye emoji? Let's go for that. Let's be bold and assume that there is. If not, leave me like a cinnamon swirl or pastry in honour of best hex ever. So there you go. I hope you're well out there. If you're in England at the moment, I hope you're staying away from the horrible storm that's passing over. It's not very nice out there right now. In direct kind of comment to that, I hope that you're cozy inside and warm and dry with a cup of something nice and your sort of your latest read, whether that's paperback, hardback or audiobook. So yeah, until next week, I hope you have a great week ahead of you and you get some downtime to enjoy a few pages or a few chapters. But until next week, take care and I'll speak to you then. Bye.